Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it happens to be for you in whatever part of the world you are in. Welcome to another scene in Shadows of Austin for Changelings Lost. Our scene tonight will take place in an IHOP. It's like 2 a.m. Um, and things are still kind of on lockdown. The uh, the safe houses are kind of sus right now. But for the time being, a group of changelings have decided to gather at the local IHOP for some food and some merriment and just to forget about all the crazy stuff that makes us want to go hide under our beds and not come out.
So have you ever been to an IHOP?
Yeah. They have pancakes.
They do.
And
apparently
food.
They have burgers now too. That's a recent development.
Oh, these are lies. Absolute lies. They've never. Oh, well, he goes ahead and points to like one of those posters. Oh, I guess they do have burgers now.
They do.
Yeah.
IHOP. Welcome to IHOP.
I don't trust them.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, the internet's tricky. I know we're working on it. We're getting there. It's one of those memes. Do you remember me telling you about memes?
Yes.
They're like in-jokes. So they do pancakes, but then they also do burgers now. So they thought it would be cool to change their name. And then when they realized everyone thought it was a stupid idea, they tried to take it back. But I'm not letting them have that back.
So...
I mean, that seems like a really, really arbitrary thing to go ahead and hold to an entire organization.
That's 2018 for you.
Yeah.
I have to have something. I have to have something. It's very stressful right now.
Shaking his head. Ross is just gonna go ahead and like walk up to the little pulpit type thing. Just go ahead and hold 3 fingers.
The pulpit.
It's whatever the server goes ahead and stands behind.
The hostess station.
Hostess station. Holds 3 fingers. We are seated. I am sat. I am laying down in the booth. It's fuck life.
Okay. So you're on one side, and me and Mel are on the other, I imagine.
Probably, yeah.
So I also imagine we're like the only group in this building.
Very, very possibly.
It's probably like 1 or 2 other people.
The only like other sounds of like human activity happens just to be the sizzling of some mysterious substance in the kitchen. Probably bacon. Probably.
We're hoping bacon.
So like, why is everyone obsessed with pumpkin spice?
You know, I'm still trying to get my head around that. You know, you go out for a few years and then you come back, and I mean, it was sort of a thing, but like people.
Why? What is Belgian dark chocolate mousse pancakes? What is?
Oh, those are good. You should get those. I mean, if you want like a heart attack, you should get those. They're good. They'll kill you probably.
I mean, consider like I feel like I'm not one. I feel like I'm not really one to point a finger here, considering how I drink my coffee. But that is not breakfast. That is like a chocolate cake.
Well, we're not here for breakfast.
We're here for fortunately. I can't eat just that. I'm gonna have to have like some meat or something with it.
Yeah, one time I tried to eat just that, and I woke up like 7 hours later in the booth. I was told to leave.
Look, they have burritos.
That's another thing
Flips
I don't.
through the goddamn menu. Flap, flap, flap. For a house of pancakes, they have an awful lot more things than pancakes.
Yeah, it's sort of false advertising.
I
I mean,
mean, they
it's
do have pancakes, so I guess it's not entirely false. Just,
Wait.
misleading.
I will
Where-
only get the pancakes. I don't trust anything else they have here.
where are the international pancakes? Where are
Mm.
like where are the Mexican pancakes? And
They have the tres leches pancakes. Those are.
They
the
got
Mexican
French
pancakes.
toast.
French toast is not a pancake. There should be French pancakes.
They
And
do need
well,
more
no,
international.
I guess there are French pancakes. They have crepes.
That's kind of a French. That's as pancake as the French get, I think.
Yeah.
And there's omelets, which are like pancakes but made with eggs. Or
So-
entirely of eggs, I guess.
So if you think about it, really everything is pancakes.
If you can smash it.
They have salads. That's not a pancake.
I think we've come to the conclusion this particular establishment, well called the International House of Pancakes, seems to go ahead and serve a wide variety of dishes of questionable merit.
Why do they have hash browns and not potato pancakes?
They got potato pancakes, you just have to go ahead and order them. Like,
Oh,
you go ahead and order the pancakes, and then you just I want them potato and starch and wheat.
Wait.
They'd be
Are you
okay.
telling me IHOP has a secret menu?
It doesn't have. It's not a secret menu. It's just alternative health options.
Okay.
Thank you.
oh, so like if you can't have if you're allergic to pancakes, you can have potato pancakes instead?
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay. They're probably not going to let me order from the 55 plus menu.
I mean,
Please do. I mean, you could. It's just you may not get the discount.
yeah.
Yeah, I look 26.
And
Do you think they'd let me order from the kids menu? They have mac and cheese.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you
Again.
can.
Yeah, you could. You'll get side eye, but you could.
It's a smaller portion. I mean, people do that all the time, if they don't want the full. I mean, when you get the pancakes, you get the full stack. That's too much. That's too much to eat, unless you
Yeah.
haven't eaten all day. And that's fine. But most people have eaten.
Or, the only thing you're eating is sugar and flour.
Look, at this point, at least at this point in the week, that's all I really need.
Sugar and flour?
Oh, I mean, look, the sugar rush will help me forget about the turmoil that we find ourselves in at this point.
Do we want to go ahead and order the quesadilla or the slider as an appetizer?
I was gonna get those what do you call them, the New York cheesecake. They got little bits of cheesecake in them.
Like a New York cheesecake? Flip.
Oh yeah.
Flap.
Well, they got strawberries in it. It's kind of good. I don't know I don't know how long it's been since you've been to an IHOP, but
Shrug, I went that last month. Although I was also kind of buzzed, so I don't quite remember leaving the IHOP.
yeah, I don't think anyone ever remembers leaving an IHOP. I don't think anyone remembers going to an IHOP.
You just
How did
sort
we
of
get here?
because then shrugs. Just sort of I guess you just sort of find yourself here. I'm willing to go ahead and accept this reality.
IHOPs only exist at the end of the world.
Well,
You can never travel to an IHOP or be traveling from an IHOP. You just appear at the IHOP whenever you're hungry.
is that how we got here?
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure.
you drove.
I might have drove.
I mean, the vehicle is insubstantial to the story we're telling.
Okay.
The vehicle also found itself at the IHOP.
There you go.
Thank you. Lillian says, not too far away from the rest of the group. As the server gets her strawberry pancakes.
Oh, hey, Lillian. Belle will wave.
Nah, no people. You're gonna have to stop laying on the bench if we're gonna have another person here.
Ross is gonna go ahead and straighten his ass up. Then he goes ahead and looks at the new face. Goes ahead and straightens up a little more. Goes ahead and pats his seat. Come on. It's fine.
Do you want to come join us, Lillian?
Please.
Me too. I think I
think we may have lost our Tim.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Also, for the record, I do like to think that Wes is playing the part of kid in booth 3 booths down from us.
Probably, yeah.
Canonically, I think that is happening.
He's not pleased with his order.
You'll find anything in an IHOP at 2 a.m. Even kids.
Oh, okay. He's like, he's like the kid that's there with the dad. That's like, how has my life taken this turn?
At an IHOP at 2 in the morning with my child. Anyway. I think eventually a waitress will show up for us. Or maybe they'll just let us talk.
No, I think a waitress will come and like take drink orders.
I'm getting an Arnold Palmer. Anyone else want an Arnold Palmer?
I don't know what that is, but I'll take one and some coffee and a glass of ice water.
Ice, coffee, skim milk. I will make my own particular beverage with these ingredients.
You will provide me the ingredients. I didn't think this was one of those fancy restaurants where you pay them to cook your own food. Can you do that?
What do you mean by that? I mean, we will pay them, and they are cooking food for us, but...
Oh, no. There's those restaurants where you go and you sit down and they have a little grill at the table and you make your own food. And you pay like twice as much as when you just get food given to you. Have you never been to those?
This is very...
I mean, they're great, but they're stupid. It's a brilliant idea.
I haven't, no.
I mean, you're not missing out on much.
There's
not that great.
There's a giant grill table at the place I get Chinese food from.
I mean, that's kind of the same idea. I think a lot of like Korean barbecue places will do it.
Rosh is just shaking his head as he goes ahead and clanks ice into an empty glass, mixes the coffee with the milk, so he has the impromptu iced coffee, just with like half the ice already melted down. It's very, very inefficient, but he has chosen his course in life.
So, I mean, is this because do you do this so you get the exact ratio you're looking for? I mean, I can understand a bit of control. No one ever does the Arnold Palmer right. You have to make the Arnold Palmer yourself. There's either too much lemon or too little lemon. It's a nightmare.
I do this.
You get too much lemon and you're just sucking on like you just get too much tang and it's not there at all. Then it's just boring.
I do this because they don't serve me just regular iced coffee. I have to make it myself.
I mean, you couldn't ask for an iced coffee.
I mean, that involves me asking them to do something for me. Then I'm more than willing to do myself, apparently. That's
what a restaurant's for. You come to the restaurant so people cook for you. I mean, not here. You don't come here to get that kind of treatment. You come here to get your pancakes and leave.
Flips through the menu. Oh wait, they do have iced coffee. Oh. Shrug. I'm already too deep into it.
I mean, yeah, you just have to deal with it now. And they're going to talk about you when we leave. They're going to be like, what was up with that guy who built his own iced coffee?
He's just that weird guy who has very specific tastes in coffee and doesn't trust other people to make it for him.
Goes ahead and like waves y'all off. The only thing they will care about is whether or not I leave a tip.
I mean, you're probably right.
That's probably true, yeah.
It's not like we're here during the day on a Saturday when all the high school kids are waiting table.
Oh God.
Like they definitely would talk shit.
They would talk shit on break, not even on break, on shift. They would just move several feet away, right in front of us. Yeah. Making fucking side glances at us like, we can see you.
Teenage girls are the completely different level of beast.
Look, we don't care, Betty, how much you think that Terry likes you. We really, really don't.
That is one thing you don't have to worry about missing out on. Teenagers have been the same since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
I can assure you, I speak from experience.
From the beginning of time, or just like teenage girls?
Just from, well, not so much. I didn't talk to girls much. I didn't talk to guys much either. I didn't talk to anyone. The guys picked on me more than the girls did because, well, I don't know. I didn't not get along with people. I was just, not looking to be the center of attention.
Look, we're not here to go ahead and pick apart all your teenage insecurities, man.
You asked me about the teenagers. You started this.
I did start it.
And now you must end it.
I have made several terrible decisions this night. Hold on. He goes ahead and like grabs a
coffee. The teenagers.
He grabs like one of the silverware, that little blunted like butter knife. Goes ahead and proceeds to mock staff himself in the stomach and then rip out his guts.
But I mean that would be it.
Hey, so you guys know how when you see a spider just kind of chilling off in a corner and you decide, hey, it's not fucking with me, so it's fine. But you look away for a second and then you look back and the spider got closer.
Yeah.
Is that what's happened?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, good.
Now Russ is gonna go ahead and like reset himself up to sit up straight because like he like slouched down as soon as he got the opportunity again. But now it's again impolite to do so, so he's like straightening up, patting the seat next to him. Excuse him.
Are you gonna join us, spider person? Inappropriate question. Can you climb walls?
Better to do so than to be a deer in headlights.
I don't want to talk about the headlights. I don't want to talk about the headlights.
Shots fired.
It's just a bunch of animals being mean to each other. That's the whole game. That's a fair point. You got me there.
Of course, I mean all this in jest.
That's fine.
She will join the group, and the smell of coffee wafts over the table if it wasn't there already.
Well, there's an iced coffee, but that's probably not too strong.
Oh, there's more coffee.
Yeah,
there's like a fresh carafe on the table.
They left it there for us.
Yeah, homegirl got some more coffee. And she has strawberries, which have like the red strawberry like syrup kind of oozing from it, mixed with maple syrup.
The red strawberry is definitely an addition to the group.
We're still waiting on our pancakes.
Mhm.
I don't think they like us very much. They're taking a really long time.
I
We
mean,
accidentally
we
made up
did
talk
come.
shit in front of them.
We did come at like 2 in the morning and interrupt their, nice night of not having to cook food and wait tables.
Look, there's
I mean,
always going to
honestly,
be a strange group of people at an IHOP at 2 in the morning. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I thought
I mean, here's what I want to know, and she'll like point off in the corner. Why is that guy there with a kid that little at this hour of the night?
Oh, I've
Like,
worked
what's his
retail.
story?
I've worked retail during the holidays. When we don't close at all. People will drag their kids into any situation. I've seen kids at like 3 a.m. and like Black Friday shopping. It's ridiculous.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's Black Friday shopping.
Okay, quick rundown. Christmas?
Yes.
Okay, you know how you get gifts for Christmas?
Yes.
Well, over the years, the company's devised a plan to sell as many products as possible, gearing up for the holidays on the Friday just after Thanksgiving Thursday, which is called Black Friday, and it has become one of the most difficult days to work in the year because everyone has low deals, so all the shops are open until like forever. They don't close, and people are mean and loud and want all your stuff. And if you don't
Yeah.
move fast enough for them, they blame you for their holidays being terrible, even though it's their family's fault for not loving them if they don't get them a new Xbox.
also people get trampled to death.
I'm
Yeah,
feeling
people
a
have
lot
died.
of resentment for this particular day coming from that side of the table.
You ever work retail?
I deliver pizza.
Yeah, it's good for a pick-me-up when you need the extra energy, but the sort of frustration provides that, but not much else.
Look, the worst thing I have to go ahead and deal with is sometimes my car smells like cheese.
I mean, at least you get to move around a bit, I guess. But
Yeah. Although you do go to some pretty damn sketchy neighborhoods. I once took a delivery up into the boondocks, and the guy went ahead and tried to go ahead and pay me with a flat out like $100 bill, and I had to go ahead and look at him and simply say, "I can't make change for this."
that's always a disappointment.
Did
Why
he
do
then?
people even carry $100 bills?
I don't know.
Did he? Did he sell bootleg liquor?
Look, he came out in his jockeys and socks at the very least. He also had like a wife beater with him. His wife beside him. Of questionable like domestic
Didn't know you had
situation.
to hire a person specifically for that purpose.
He goes ahead and instructs. I don't know. The guy was handing out like $100 bills. I didn't ask questions. I just told him I couldn't accept it. He gave me a bunch of 20s instead, and I ran away as quick as possible.
Well, that's probably a good thing because I've seen that movie, and it usually like you get turned into a living wax doll, but you're dead because you got turned into a wax person.
Oh, tell me the stories. This is not a good season for my people.
It's called House of Wax, and it stars Vincent Price.
It's called Halloween, and all the pizza boys die.
I like both of those, especially Vincent Price. They're making a new one, They're making a new one.
Wax?
Halloween, I mean.
Oh, Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis is going to chase Michael Myers around with a shotgun. It looks funny.
Wouldn't she be pretty old by now?
She
Why
can
is
still
she-
fire a gun.
Why is she still acting? She should
She's a
have
hard-ass
retired.
motherfucker.
I don't know.
People
Yeah.
of many ages and body types are required for different roles. If she's carrying over a role, her aging is perfect.
I would much rather her play her original role than like some younger a girl put into old age makeup or CGI and made to play the same one.
I
If we
guess
have her, we should keep her.
I guess that's
Also,
true.
she's just fun. She's a fun person. I like her a lot.
Did she ever get off drugs?
I don't know if she ever got off the Activia, but that she was in an Activia commercial. That was a dumb joke. I'm sorry.
Ross just goes ahead and like throws his hand above his head as if the joke went ahead and
Activia.
passed over his head.
It's
Oh.
a yogurt thing. Never mind. I watched a lot of TV for a time. I had to catch up on things.
It's the
That's
yogurt.
fair.
It's the yogurt for when you can't poop. They advertise it on the food channel that Gregory insists on watching all day.
Ross.
Oh no, that's
some
true.
of his
That is
coffee.
absolutely true. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for that. I have to work it. I don't have a lot of shirts, so I would appreciate you not fucking
Ross goes ahead and
projectile iced
meekly
coffee.
gets like a few of those napkins and starts to reach over and dabs your shirt a little bit. Sorry.
Don't worry too much about it. It's just coffee. It's way easier to get out than blood.
I mean, I
Please.
haven't really had to work a lot with blood, not for a while. So, I mean,
Lillian,
Oh.
tilt her head.
I mean, that's because you're a boy.
you make a fair point.
See, I was watching this crime thing the other night, and they were like, "Oh, well, we know she did it because she called her mom to ask how to get bloodstains out." I'm like, "Well, yeah, she did. If she had to call her mom to ask how to get bloodstains out of stuff, she's probably not a woman, because I can't imagine a woman that hasn't ever had to get bloodstains out of her clothes."
Or at least that wasn't written by a woman.
Apparently, we're having this conversation. Okay.
I'm
Well, I mean, it makes a fair point.
I'm surprised you don't deal with this much blood considering your affiliation.
Well, I try to avoid confrontation when necessary.
Head tilt at the summer court here.
Hey, look, some people, I do have to explain this to the people I've worked with, but it's about activism. It's about taking action. Okay, that's what it's about. It's about the passion, the movement. I know I'm starting to sound like a fucking revolutionary here, but I use more subversive means to forward the agenda rather than the more brute force that some of my more popular friends have been known to use. I think my methods are just as equally valued as, say, a gun to the back of a head.
So if I heard correctly, the IHOP revolutionary likes to go ahead and use subversive methods to bring down our enemies.
Well, when are y'all gonna be able to do that?
And it is good to meet you.
I'm Lillian. I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Lucas.
Look, I know but I have my reasons for joining up with the Summers.
You don't need to justify it to me. I was merely surprised.
A lot of people tend to be, but I think, it keeps them on their toes. And I like to think that in a way I can prove that not everyone who's in the summer court is necessarily trigger happy. You're going to run a military organization, you have to have intel. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm not looking sideways at you.
That I
Don't look
agree
at
with.
me yet.
Oh,
I don't know. For some reason, I'm now thinking about really, really old commercials. For some reason, I did. Okay, so I did some research on YouTube to go ahead and like figure out some like old timey commercials because I got into that like particular kick, and I found this one where it's like this like family And you got like the mother who goes ahead and like calls like all the children who are like across the city in a park with some type of like taller like athletic sports figure, I think. So she goes ahead and like calls them up, and they go ahead and like run on over, and oh, it's like one of these packets of like sports drink or like juice drink, I don't know, whatever. But here's the thing, like midway through the commercial, all the kids like turn into like beaming spigots of this like juice sports drink, and when they go ahead and like arrive at their destination, what happens is they're just like all conglomerated together in like an abomination. It's like eyes over here, jaws over here, just these three kids like all mashed up together, and the commercial really takes like a weird direction at that point because the sports figure like has like this like flamethrower type thing trying to kill this new child monster type thing. I don't know, it just got weird.
Advertising has
That was probably made by someone of Autumn.
advertising's gotten really weird in the past few years.
Yeah.
That is one of the few things that I really haven't caught up with. Not sure. I mean, you know, there was that one time the Old Spice guys did a weird one where he's on a horse, and then he's on a boat.
Then he's in a
Or
bathtub.
He's on a boat, and then he's on a horse. But that one sounds like a bit more. I mean, maybe people are. I don't know. Did the drink sell well?
I think he goes ahead and shrugs. I mean, I got a packet at home, but now I'm really scared to go ahead and drink it because I don't want to go ahead and turn into some like liquid shooty comet type thing and come out to the other end attached to, I don't know, any one of you.
I don't trust sports drinks.
Yeah.
Man, where are those pancakes? It's been like half an hour.
Almost as if on cue, a waitress arrives, arms laden with pancake and burger and hash brown and sandwich and all food imaginable, including the appetizers and desserts.
Oh, we got mozzie sticks.
She has this look on her face like she better get a damn good tip. Because she's waiting on someone that wasn't even here when she started waiting on this table.
Oh, wait, is Lillian catching a glare then?
Lillian's not catching a glare. It's just like oh my god, there's all this food. There were 3 people, and now there's 4. Damn it. I'm either going to get a good tip or not one.
I like to think that we went ahead and like over ordered because we were just that hungry.
I mean, one of us definitely did.
I just like the pancakes. I'd start eating the pancakes.
Raj is gonna go ahead and like dig into the appetizers. He got the sliders, the trio.
You ever have a mozzarella stick? These things are the best. They're like crack, I swear.
I've had one or two, but I've never felt the need to go ahead and eat an entire plate of them.
I will totally eat this entire plate if someone does not stop me.
It's just gonna go ahead and like push the entire plate in your direction.
Just takes a mozzarella stick, one in each hand, and just starts eating them.
Double
bite
fist.
by bite. Yeah, basically. So, I don't think I've ever really met you, Lillian. What do you do?
Lillian looks like she's trying to figure that out.
Raj is going to go ahead and cut in. She has eyes for which you can go ahead and fall into and never come out of, sort of like a blissful non-heaven, but truly heaven.
Is that like a song by the Smiths, or is that?
Uh,
She also gets really embarrassed when you go ahead and compliment her that like that.
Well, I'm glad I could. I'm glad I can. I don't know. Make a person smile. That's a good thing.
which aspect are you asking, Lucas?
I don't know. What are your interests? I mean, we don't have to talk about sort of looks around at the mundane staff business. We don't have to talk about business if we don't want to. Just what do you do? What are your hobbies? What are you up to in Austin?
If we're talking about, well, more regular affairs, I'm a costume designer.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really interesting. It's better than my job.
May I ask?
I work customer service.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. You can get a lot of
mean-
angle from that.
See, I'm not crazy for taking this job. I thought ahead.
Nobody can go ahead and accuse you that you weren't thinking with your head.
I do have one. That was a weird thing for me to say. I'm sorry. I'm on mozzarella sticks right now.
That's quite all right. You can tell me as much as you would like to tell me about your head or heads.
Are they really that good? Mel will reach over and grab a mozzarella stick.
I thought you meant
Cheese.
the
It's
head.
just melty cheese.
See, here's the thing that I'll just go ahead and stay and leave it at that. His head is dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's got. So he sort of just like grabs onto his own hammers. These things are a fucking pain in the ass. This is why I can only wear button ups from like July to maybe December. You know how hard it is to fit just do a t-shirt. You can't do it unless you get one of those big scoop necks.
Or maybe
Well,
the
happy-
one that's just way bigger than the rest of you, so it'll go over your head.
Yeah, but then it's just a scoop neck, which I guess I could pull off. I've got the collar for it.
I mean, you do.
I might be able to make something for that, actually.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Although people might think, well, no, it's fashion. People can think I'm weird. It's fine.
Yes, I've actually been recently getting into fashion design. I helped design many costumes and outfits for a big party that was thrown very recently.
I've never been good with parties, but that sounds really cool.
Neither have
always
I,
thought it
but
was interesting.
the money was very good. So, nods.
Mm.
I don't know about this music. I really don't. I like to believe that. Here's the thing: old country music starts to go ahead and like play from one track to the next, and Rossi's just thinking, "I don't know about this music."
I mean, this seems to be what they always play. I mean, it's basically. He pauses and listens. Yeah, it's basically the same playlist they have at work.
Would we like to hear something a bit better then?
I mean, can we ask them to change it?
Oh, I'm talking about. And she's gonna reach into her purse and pull out a speaker in her phone.
It's a Bluetooth speaker.
Ah,
I mean, what do you got on there? What do we have in store?
He just looks, scrolls. Ah, there we go. And hard metal starts playing.
Okay.
Metal starts playing.
boo, boo, boo.
We get some weird looks from the wait staff.
Lillian dares a motherfucker to say something.
If Ross was falling asleep, he's a more awake now.
Can we intimidate the waitstaff?
Let's intimidate the wait staff, the wait staff. But I mean, if somebody's first throwing shade, she's not going to play it loud enough to be obnoxious, but it's going to be something to fill their table up.
Respectful metal. Okay.
Yeah, and she's not playing hard ass screamo because she's know not everyone's into that.
Playing the lighter stuff that people can get into. Yeah.
Matt Dracula.
Oh God, is it metal? Is it country metal?
I imagine Rob Zombie.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Well, if you've heard of Seven Dust, definitely Seven Dust.
Not one I'm familiar with.
I'll actually put a
I'm-
song
I'm-
in the changing chat, man. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go. Set the tone for us. Yeah. Sorry, it was not in character. We're still getting that music.
I put it in the change. I put it in the changeling chat.
Oh, okay.
Ross is just
Just
gonna
dead-
go ahead and like
Just dead air
after,
for this fucking thing.
after a little bit, Ross just goes ahead and like looks at Lillian. Did you get something to eat, or did we just like go ahead and like order without you?
She had some. She brought some over. She got hers before we did.
Ross is apparently blind.
Although
It's fine.
I come by the sign off quite often.
Do you like this one in particular, or?
Yes.
I mean, they all look the same, so I guess it wouldn't really.
Each one has a different character.
This one makes super nifty, like funny faces. He goes ahead and like shows the funny face pancake, the one.
It just looks like it's screaming. Is it screaming?
Oh, perfect.
I didn't think pancakes could show fear.
Anything can
Oh.
if you try hard enough.
They can. They can. And Ross
Makes
is
you
going to
feel
go
kinda
ahead
bad
and
about
make an
eating them.
elaborate display of taking his knife that he went ahead and like did a impromptu seppuku before. Go ahead and stab into the funny face, and then pour some of that like raspberry and strawberry syrup into it, just to go ahead and simulate a bleeding face.
Dinner and a show. This is nice. This is what's nice having friends.
Yes.
Lillian will actually look to Mel and ask, are they aware of the proclamations that have been made?
The most recent ones, I imagine so.
Is this about the lockdown, or?
This is about keeping your head down and hoping to dear God nobody goes ahead and like points at you.
I do hope to dear God a lot.
Dear God, blessed of all the creatures of the forest, hear me now. Let me be forever unnoticed.
I mean, that's sort of how I live my life, isn't it?
Let me be swift of foot, and yet let there always be a little dew for me to drink from.
I don't really, I haven't done that in years.
Well,
Uh,
I just drink my. I takes a sip of the Arnold Palmer. The dew. Yeah, no, I'm aware, although sort of out of the loop work schedules. What do
Right.
you think of all this?
As much as there are those that wish to remain unnoticed and out of the way, which is their prerogative. After all, there's a fourth of our system that sees that as a valid option, and it's not my place to sway them from that action. However, if somebody needs to poke this, and myself and many of our brethren have been working hard to try and get to the bottom of things. However you choose to deal with this situation, to you. But if you are to run into any issues, please do not hesitate to lean on, well, I can only speak for myself, but I will help you the best that I am able. I can provide you with equipment, and I can provide you with fortune telling.
Both are useful. Although at this point, I suppose I should be looking on how I can help myself, or rather, help the community.
Well, if your specialty is regarding gaining intel, there are many ways that you can contribute. There are many unknown things and unknown areas that are going to require quite a bit of reconnaissance.
Well, if you ever need a man in the field, I can give you my number.
I would like that.
He just doodly doo. Do you have a? Does she have a cell phone? I'm assuming.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Okay. So we do the swap. We swap the number.
Yep, and
Good
she's
number
not
swap.
that archaic. She can actually do that, and she can just be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna text you."
For the record, the cat is not canon in this scene. He
Shit!
just wants
I was
attention.
gonna call that out too.
No. Sorry. Ignore him. I have my camera on, but ignore him. They let animals in here? No.
I mean, apparently they do.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
But of
Looks
course, if you
all
ever, I mean, they don't know, and I'm not. I bathe. Fuck. They can't discriminate against things they can't see.
Look, bathing in the blood of your enemies doesn't count.
I don't. What did I not make it clear earlier? I'm not really a fan of bathing in bloods of enemies.
Look, I don't tell
I almost
you
was the
what you
bloods of
ought
enemies.
to or ought not to get up to on a really, really weekday, okay?
I work night shift. I work
Mel will shrug her jacket off. I'm hot. Is anybody else hot?
You
Yeah, it
are
always gets
incredibly
warm.
beautiful, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know where this is going.
Mel looks confused and
He's hitting on you.
uncomfortable, and her cheeks turn pink.
Go ahead and go 2 for 2 on this one.
Thank you, I think.
Accept your thanks.
So, Lucas, how
Yes.
do you get your intel?
Well, I spent I spent time and a lot of running, hiding. I know how to stay out of sight. I just sort of find where I need to be, stake out the area, try not to make noise. Get some binoculars, you get some good ears. My ears are pretty good. Just basic stuff. I'm not too high tech. I'm pretty old school,
Okay.
using what I have built into my head. But and if you need to, I've got legs to get out. So mostly pretty analog stuff.
Well, I was going to go to the library and see what I could find about this pharmaceutical company that's setting up shop here.
Need any help? I mean, I've never been the most academic, or didn't do good at track. Really good at track. Not so much the essays. Very good at essays. But I can try and help out if you'd like.
Well, I know how to use the library, but I'm not good with computers.
Oh, I can at least show you how to use a basic computer, yeah. I'm no expert, but I can use one, which is more than I can say about a lot of people.
I'm sure that would be helpful.
Just don't ask me to, like, hack into anything. Cannot help you there.
That's a big young. But hacker man, you gotta hack into the future.
Oh my god, have you seen that? That's the best thing, isn't it?
I mean, I went ahead and like saw that right after the commercial I was talking about earlier.
Starting to think most of this wasn't real.
I don't know. I see things. I tell what I've seen. I am only one man with two eyes, and not ones you could go ahead and disappear into for a very, very long evening of just utter bliss.
You keep saying that, which is a weird thing to repeat more than once.
Let's be careful of questioning our reality too much.
We're not here to question reality. We're here to question whether or not the pancakes are any good.
Pancakes good. Coffee not so much.
You made it yourself.
I should have put less sugar in my coffee if I was going to be eating these pancakes.
Look, I'm looking over at like the kitchen. I'm pretty sure they didn't give me caffeinated. I'm pretty sure I got the decaf, which is why I'm failing right now. As you know, he goes ahead and slumps even further into the booth, eyes like only half lidded. I have made many mistakes this evening.
It's too much caffeine.
Not
no
enough.
Caffeine.
That's because you look like how I feel if I get too much, and then it sort of backfires and just completely kills me.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to haul you back to the car, huh?
That might be a thing we do.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I hauled someone to a car, and it probably won't be the last.
What kind of people do you hang out with?
Pretty princesses.
Just the prettiest.
Nods.
That sounds nice.
She is. It would be wonderful if... I think you two would get along really well.
Are you talking about the candy person?
Princess Bubblegum.
Person? What is happening? Isn't that not a cartoon? Are we talking about cartoons now?
Yes,
No.
we're talking about cartoons now. We're talking about the pretty pink princess, and then we're going to talk about the more cooler vampire chick with the guitar. And then we're going to talk about the ginger version of the main protagonist. She's also kind of cool.
Wait, are you talking about Adventure Time?
Yes.
I feel like we're talking about Adventure Time.
Come on.
I haven't seen that.
It's a cartoon.
Sounds...
It's not the worst thing to come out in the last, few odd years.
It's better than Chowder.
Fuck you, I
Fuck
love
Chowder.
Chowder.
What's Chowder?
Chowder
That's
is...
Well, no
hilarious.
thanks. I've just met you. Second of all, you're allowed to have bad taste.
Fuck you.
Again, no thank you. I just met you.
Chowder
Are we
I
talking
wasn't asking you to fuck me. Fuck you.
Why are people having such strong reactions to soup?
Because it's 2018.
Come on, Nova.
No, I can't.
No
I
dogs
can't get
in this
into. I can't get into Chowder. No. I had a brief second where I watched like 5 seconds of it, and I was like, no. Even the stick figure guy was better than Chowder.
The stick figure guy?
Okay, old television. So back in the old days, there was that Orange channel that like had this like impromptu interlude between like shows, and there was literally just a popsicle stick that would go ahead and glue googly eyes on, and that was Mr. Stick.
Uh-huh.
He didn't do nothing. He just like got up, and I think his whole thing was, I'm a popsicle stick, and now I'm a popsicle stick like in the ocean, and now I'm a popsicle stick like in a graveyard, and all that other nonsense.
I mean, I think Chowder's a little bit better than that.
I couldn't get into it. Okay.
Chowder. It was like cartoon surrealism. I loved it. It was the weirdest shit you could find on anything. I liked it.
Adam's
I'm
Family
glad I
was
can
nice.
deny. I cannot disagree with that statement of fact.
Nope.
Nope.
Can't.
Different
We can
tastes.
still be friends, but no.
Mel will set her stack of chocolate Belgian pancakes aside and start in on her sandwich and pour herself a cup of coffee without sugar.
Lucas steals a bite of the Belgian pancakes.
You know which cartoon like didn't have any right to be good, but apparently was?
Regular
What was
show?
that?
He goes ahead and points to the lane. Yes. Also SpongeBob.
Truth.
SpongeBob was good until they made that movie, and then it stopped being good.
Well, once they made the movie, they went ahead and like reached the peak of their creative efforts.
They made a movie about a sponge named Bob.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No,
It's a
he's
long story.
SpongeBob.
His name is SpongeBob.
Yes.
SquarePants.
His next door neighbor is a squid.
And
His other
his
next-door neighbor
is a sea star.
Yes, I think like Ross
Describing
and Lucas
a
were like
cartoon.
finishing each other's sentences at the moment.
The most vague sentences possible.
I'm going to have to wrest control of the TV from Gregory at some point.
I mean,
Look.
anything that's gonna come on now isn't that good. You'd have to like dig up the older episodes online,
Yeah.
which you would need me to do because the internet is a tricky thing that we are working on.
Word of advice, Mo. When you go onto the computer and you use Google, turn off Safe Search.
No, okay, hold up. This is a bad.
What?
Ignore the nice spider lady. Safe Search is we'll. She's not
It's
ready
a useful
for
tool.
Safe Search off. She is not ready for Safe Search off. She needs the Safe Search. She needs the Safe
Those
Search.
training wheels need to stay on for a second.
If you just dump all of that into the lap of a person, they're never going to want to look at the internet ever again. Or worst case scenario, they might want to look at the internet all the time.
She must see the worst part of the internet, so that way she can appreciate the best.
Look, I'm not trying to expose my friend to the duality of man here. I'm just trying to teach her how to use the web.
That's what's involved in teaching someone how to use the web, Lucas.
I don't agree with your teaching methods, but it's not going to happen. Look, I'm helping Mel with the internet, So we're gonna do a my, which does not include accidental, creepy, fucking inflation shit.
Inflation.
Which is exactly
shit.
what would come up with. That would exactly what would come up.
What in
You don't need to know.
Like,
I'll tell you when you're older.
She's older than you, I think.
I'm fairly certain.
What is time once you've gone through what we've gone through?
I mean, you do have a point.
But
I
yeah,
should
mean,
be-
probably considering time of length of time spent. Yeah, probably. But that doesn't matter.
Timey-wimey.
I
Time
should
is
be
weird.
in my 50s now. I think I
And
should
yet
be
you
at
look
least
so good.
55. I know.
So, quote unquote, hot and or beautiful. He says,
Again.
like, throwing up, like, the air quotes.
You're
Again,
very.
when she hears beautiful again, she just gets kind of quiet and turns pink.
Why don't you talk to me like that, Ross?
Well, that's the thing. That kind of talk I save for, like, the pillows, man.
I can appreciate that.
I mean, wouldn't want, like, me to go ahead and embarrass you in front of our new friends talking about your unbelievably brown, doughish eyes and your just lovely, poofy hair and the way your body just goes ahead and gracefully jaunts from one side of the room to the next. I could go
Oh,
ahead
you
and
like
watch
watching me
you.
John, do you?
Yes, I do.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. We can keep going. Do you want us to keep going, or do you want to stop this?
I think this is probably a good place to.
We've hit the roadblock. We can't continue. Oh no!
I think this is probably a good place to call it a scene as we finish our
Fucking broke
food.
the scene. Fucking
And
broke it. Holy shit!
Explain the internet to Mel.
Can we end? Can it be like a almost like a cut to black at check, please?
Yep. And so the scene that the camera fades to black on our scene as our four companions, four compatriots prattle on into the night. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Have a wonderful rest of whatever time of day it is for you.